phenomenon. Notice how people will be like, I'll do a lot for some money. People will say the craziest thing. They're like, I will go to Diddy's house. You've all been in a conversation like this where somebody will be like, will say they will do the wildest things for money. Notice when it comes to, how many people will put yourself out there and risk being ridiculed or actually discipline yourself for like longer than 3 months. The room goes silent and essentially everybody's going to be like, yeah, I'll do that. But then when it comes down to it, it kind of gets tough. I think that's a indicator of how much, like almost all of your problems start with like some internal conflict. And if you get to a point where you just feel okay, and if you can overcome the fear of death, then it's just like, what can't you do? But it's getting to those points that are tough. And it just shows how scattered, how shaky, unstable in the face of opinions we can all get. I just state all that to say it just shows that this is not easy. And chasing your dreams, what I've noticed, like as I get older, is more like an elimination game versus a talent or skill game. So many people start something. So many people, when we're at a younger age, we all have all these dreams. And then as we get older, there's just so many different reasons people fall off. And I think a huge one is just work. Work takes so much of people's day that like when it comes to their own dreams afterwards, it just seems like nothing's left for them. And what I noticed is when you start something and you announce it to the world, probably you're gonna get a lot of cheers and everybody say, congrats, I'm glad you're trying this new thing. But if you stick to it and it almost starts to look like it's gonna work, it starts to get really quiet. It starts to get really quiet. Nobody really wants to see it work for you if it didn't work for them. You think you're going to go out into the world and be like, I'm just going to mind my business and try to get better at things and just be kind and work on my goals and people will love me and it'll be peaceful and I'll make a lot of friends. How can I be offensive to people if I'm just being kind and studying? But just that alone, you being in your own world, you dedicating yourself to something a little bit harder than the next person will be offensive. And you'll just be making enemies at random and have no idea why. And it'll just be because you're trying. And the world is like really, really confusing actually. And so if you get the wrong context and the wrong information of how the world works, you can quickly go off the deep end thinking that you're on the right track. But if you get proper context and you get a general understanding of what's going on the planet, you can start to trust your instincts, trust your connection to yourself, trust your intuition. Because a lot of us we won't say something until we hear somebody else say the exact same thing and verify our thoughts. And then we're like, oh yeah, we are right. Yeah, he is right. And then we feel okay to say what we want to say. But it wasn't until somebody either validated or verified your thoughts that you're like, okay, now I can say what I want to say. Which early on, that's perfectly fine. There comes a time when you're like, studying enough, you're like, I think I'm getting a grip of what's going on out here. Then you have to start like trusting your intuition and your instincts and realizing a lot of people around you just don't have the instincts or the intuition that you may have. So you're going to have to put yourself out on a limb to say some things. When I first graduated school, I didn't have a job for the longest time, but I was sitting at home writing. I was trying to write a book. I was writing a lot. And when friends or people that I graduated with call up to hang out or something. There was a lot of, oh, what are you doing now? Like, how are you making money? What are your goals in life? But a big part was, where are you working? And people would kind of dick measure, oh, I got this kind of job. Oh, you don't have a job? You need to get a job. That was a big one. People almost said, like, you need to get a job with, like, vitriol. You need to get a job. You need to get a job. And rub it in their face that they had a good job and you didn't. Now looking back, I wonder what it is. Is it that people can't even, if they can't imagine it for themselves, making a living outside being told what to do, then they can't see that for you? Or is it that they potentially can see it happen for you, and the fact that you are trying to do something outside of the typical path spawns fear, because then it's like, damn, what if that actually works for him? And then I just work at this place that I deep down don't really like. I think it is a lot of people can't comprehend of themselves doing anything outside of being told what to do day to day, i.e. a job. And they can't see themselves doing that, so they can't see that. They can't see themselves doing that, so they can't see that for you. And actually, it may take a long, arduous process of being alone in your room, learning skills, learning concepts about the world, and learning about yourself, which you build up this energy and this momentum of all these skill sets and concepts that you can let out into the world. And most are just doing the bare minimum, so they can't see nothing else for you. So to round this video off, it's just that feeling where it's like you feel like I can't go out like this, man. I can't go out not trying. You know what I mean? If I fail, I fail, but I can't go out saying I didn't try because I was worried about blah-de-blah or bloop-de-bloop. And as you get older, you either reach that moment or you reach a quiet resignation, or you accidentally get somebody pregnant and then you just have to do the dad thing, which if you go into full-blown dad mode at that point, I don't really blame you. But yeah, if you got something that you want to do, just stick with it a little bit longer, because trust that everybody is just going to start falling off, just giving up a little bit. Won't say it out loud, but it'll show. They just stop showing up. They stop doing the thing. It'll happen. You'll see it all around you.